I have to just open this episode right quick to let you know that technology, like in the Matrix, got the better of us. Don has a new camera, Don has a new computer, and the video looks great. However, our recording system decided to give us a one at a time conversation back and forth like a cable access program instead of the side by side that you're used to. If you're listening to this on the podcast, nothing's different. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's chaotic and a mess, just like us. So, yeah, let's do it. All right. Listen, let's just talk about it because I feel like we're going to agree to disagree, but whatever. welcome to the TCAT 10-minute take. It is I, your host, CHERRAE'S Stewart. And with me, as always, is my intrepid co-host, Don the Legend. I was looking around for a second. Sorry to truncate your introduction because I couldn't find my phone and I totally forgot to set the timer. So this is how that goes. This is how we live, reckless and chaotic.
And I want people to notice how smooth we're both moving. Smooth. I got a new camera finally. I got a new laptop here that's not overheating on me after just like 2 or 3 seconds of running. It's amazing when you can finally get a couple new things. It can just make stuff so much easier and smoother.
Well, I mean, new technology can't fix reckless and chaotic, which is
true. It really can't.
That's us.
And this dog.
And this dog is super chaotic. Okay, so we are talking about, tiny. I didn't even say, we're talking about
tiny dog.
Blurry tiny dog.
I'm sorry, the blurry dog.
We're talking about the Matrix, Resurrections. We're taking it back to the blast from the past, our little bits from Keanu Reeves, and I'll let Don give us the spiel and the rundown. But before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and you click that bell to get all the 10-minute takes as soon as they drop, because you love our messy, chaotic asses. Okay. Somebody has to. But as always, Don will go first. Go.
Matrix Resurrections, Lana Wachowski. Okay. Man, I went into this and I'm thinking, first I was like, hey, finally, they've made the Matrix world our real world. It's not, everything's not green. I was like, okay, a start. So I'm like, all right, we're going to get more sort of like what happens in this world that's created by the computers, maybe some, really cool stuff Neo and them can do in this. I'm just like, all right, we're going to get some good stuff here. But then the movie takes a real wicked left turn, and it starts with like the Matrix movie is actually a video game that the Keanu Reeves characters created. And then I was like, okay, this could be wildly fascinating as to where this goes. I mean, maybe in a sense it retcons everything before it, but I was willing to, hey, if you make this good, I can sort of live with that, because the possibility that all of a sudden everything that we had gone through was a video game, or it was a video game or some type of control over Neo to make him think he did what he did. I mean, I'm like, okay, there's a million ways I could take this now. So let's see what happens here. And unfortunately, basically, what we sort of got from this was they made sure we had Neo and Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, and Keanu Reeves. We got Niobe, an old Jada Pinkett Smith, and then we got stand-in Morpheus by, hold on, I got to read this man's name, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Then we had that one girl as Bugs, Jessica Henwick, who to me almost seemed like a stand-in Trinity for a while, like the the badass chick. And I was like, wait, what's are we retreading sort of the Matrix? Like they're finding Neo all over again? Follow the white rabbit, here, take the red or blue pill. He touches the mirror. I mean, it's sort of like a retread. And there are some callbacks to some characters from those three previous Matrix movies, like the one girl from that subway that was in the third one, and then there was
Yeah, Sati.
yeah, then there was the hold on, the French guy,
The Merovingian.
the Merovingian. Why he came back, I don't know, because he
Because he
just
lives
decided
there. Where else is he gonna go?
he just came out screaming crazy hobo stuff, and and I'm like,
he had a good life before.
I'm like, this is really all you're gonna do with them? Okay. So now this movie diverges into, now we have to get Neo and Trinity to meet, because it turns out the machines rebuilt Neo for some reason, or rebuilt them both, put them in pods, kept them close enough, but not quite together, because there's some sort of energy made between the two of them, and stuck them back in the Matrix. And they didn't know each other, didn't remember. I mean, they looked different to everybody.
Well, don't give it all away. Just tell us what you think. What do you give it? What's our scale? Not bad.
After having seen it, I'm like, look, all right, I'll watch it on HBO Max. But man, I was hoping for more in terms of like the action. I was hoping for more in terms of digging deep into humans versus robots Matrix, like setting up like something, another war if need be. And all I got was like, hey, let's try to find Neo again. And while we're at it, we'll drag Trinity with us. And at the end, it's like, okay. And it just sort of leaves off. And then Neo couldn't even fly. What's going on here? I was disappointed. I'm watching this like, what is going on here, Wachowskis? None of this is making sense.
So you're okay with HBO Max or what?
Straight up HBO Max. If I would have initially wanted to have paid like IMAX for this, I'd have been highly perturbed.
Highly perturbed. I'm going to assume that is just your illness talking, because you're crazy. This movie is not okay. It's very different purposes from the first group of Matrices. Matrici. Yes. This movie is a love story, and it is about Trinity, and it is about their connection together. It's why it's so different. And he couldn't fly because this Matrix wasn't built around Neo as the remainder in an unfinished equation. It was built around the two of them together as an unfinished remainder. So he could fly with her, but not without her.
Right. He could do it at the very end.
They could fly together, but not separately. And it was like Monsters, Inc., where they realized that laughter made so much more energy than fear. They realized that the human condition of unfulfilled need and frustration and love that doesn't fulfill itself is way more powerful and destructive and harnessable than just fear or subservience or whatever they were using as like it makes us light up even more. And it says a lot about what we're doing with our lives unfulfilled.
Understand all that.
And I thought that was great. And it's like, what do people want, man? You work so hard on the thing, and there's always going to be somebody who's just like, man, I wish they did this. This movie was great. And I don't know what people want from a movie, man. It had Keanu Reeves, it had Carrie-Anne Moss, it had lots of bullet time.
Wait. Listen.
The only thing that I personally would have liked to have seen and it was just an impossibility because of scheduling and Rona, was if Hugo Weaving had been able to come back and do more than
Okay,
just the
but
retread. The fake Morpheus, he was the Morpheus that Neo created in the game
right,
because Morpheus died.
it I get that. And even all that was a tad confusing as to, okay, how is this even possible? Fine, we won't explain.
Well, they
Here's my
did
thing.
explain.
Not really.
Like he was a computer program.
That
And
all
this
that
was the utopia that they had fought so hard for in the real Matrix, was instead of a war against machines, it
so
was a cooperative
but
with machines.
again, but here's my thing.
What's your thing?
All of this was sort of muddled down by I thought it dragged out far too long just to get to that. But then my thing is, okay, so where are we now going then with this matrix? Are we in another war?
Probably against the machines who want to coexist with humans and the machines who don't.
Because
because before it was humans versus machines, totally 100%. Now we have a cooperative. We have machines who are sympathetic. We have machines who want to live with humans, who've developed more than just a consciousness, but also emotions, and who have evolved to a near human-like state. And so now we have, it could lead into another war between the machines that don't want that, and there might even be humans who don't want that, who don't want to, like, there's going to be a whole level of different opinions on cooperation and coexistence, and the stratification of what's happening as far as who gets technology and who doesn't.
I get that.
I thought this movie was great, and I think that it's definitely worth a theater ticket if you don't catch it on HBO Max while it's still there. And then when it comes back around on HBO Max, you should watch that again. And I think that you're crazy. I think it's worth not even just a matinee ticket. I think it's worth a full price ticket. And I might even go see if Omarion wasn't out here running these streets.
Omarion.
I probably would have gone to go see it in IMAX and been happy about it. Like, I don't even understand.
Omarion out here left B2K and is ruining the world.
Just running the streets out here.
Listen, I don't know. Look, I love me some Keanu. So listen, I thoroughly enjoyed him in that.
And that's fine.
I am not mad at Keanu.
Neil Patrick Harris was so good in this.
And
like
even him, I'm like, wait a second, is he another version of that?
He's the new architect. He's
architect guy.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so I'm like, all right, so he's an architect. And I'm like, okay. And
it's just, it felt so personal. Like, I know it was started before the pandemic, but it felt like the pandemic in movie form. Like, just the doing the same thing over and over again, and being stuck in these circumstances and rehashing. And it's like every day, if you like the board meeting, they literally said the exact same thing every day. Yeah. And it was like, I've been in that meeting. I've been in that meeting a few times. It just felt so relevant to me in a way that maybe the earlier Matrix movies were.
I will say this:
more futuristic and less tethered to reality, to real circumstance. I felt like this one was a lot more grounded in a way that the other ones weren't.
No, that is true.
I'm not saying it's better. It's definitely better than 3.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, those last 2 really disappointed me. The previous 2, I will say this. Here's how, like, my reasoning would have changed drastically if all I was really asking for at the end is I needed something a bit more to tie with me. Like, okay, I really need to know what not necessarily the behind the scenes, but I need to know, okay, what's been formulating either with the preferably on the robot end to show, okay, what's coming between them two, because it almost sort of left off like, okay, the two found each other, and then it just, again, I don't need like a storybook ending, and I
Well, we
understand the
essentially
open.
did blow up their power supply.
I get it, but
So
then
there is going to
it,
be a
it
vacuum
just
there.
it just kind of just okay, and it just left it up there like that. I was really hoping
That's
for
the
something
world right now, Don.
to push me into, oh, okay, here's where we're going next. Here is the next crux of the,
We don't know where we're going next.
right. And the whole movie sort of like, I don't know where it's really going. Once he finally wakes Trinity up from here, okay, where are we going?
We don't know.
I, I,
Where
I
are
can't
we going, Don?
I
Where
can't
are
work with
we
that.
going in
I
this
can't
year
work
of
with
our
that.
Lord 2022? Where are we going?
I need to know
But you don't
where
know.
we're going.
But we don't know.
And unfortunately, that movie did not.
It was too real for you, Don.
Listen, I need the red pill because it's just too much. I
You
need
and
to go
Cypher
back.
can have that juicy and delicious
Thank you.
imaginary steak.
Steak. I need the steak. I need to be a very wealthy and important man. I need to go back to sleep. Obviously, it was just too much for me.
Agree to disagree.
Oh, still thinking about it. I'm like,
you're still thinking about it.
Yes, I'm still thinking about it. But what I need people to think about is hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, always be notified whenever we have more content here on YouTube. And to make it easy for you, what we did, we have a website, tcatnetwork.com. You go right there. We have all of the links to all of our podcast episodes, not only on YouTube, but on Stitcher, on our iTunes as well, and on other platforms that we have out there, as well as our two other great channels of content, Good Morning Antioch. Watch out for that. It's coming back with a great new intro and a great new season you're going to love, as well as the reading. So definitely look for those, bookmark them, and subscribe to those two as well. And they're right there on that website, tcatnetwork.com.
I'm going to go watch it again.
Listen, this is supposed to be another trilogy. When the next one comes out, I will watch it, and I will gladly go to the theater, when that one eventually comes out. Hopefully Omarion has left and we don't get like Chris Brown coming through or something.
Running wild in these streets.
Coming through, making us crazy sick or something. Who knows? Yeah. So I think the next one will be, what's the next one we should do?
I don't even know what's coming out.
Oh, the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, and Spider-Man, duh.
Duh. Oh, no. Yeah.
Only the movie that's blowing up the world.
We are going to talk about that one. We are going to talk about that one for sure. Yes. Spider-Man, Book of Boba Fett. Those two definitely coming. So subscribe, hit the bell, watch out for those. Those are going to be good. So until next time, see ya.